Hello students, in this lecture we are going to see extended relational algebra operations. Now in the previous lecture we have seen additional relational algebra operations. Now apart from these we have some extended relational algebra operations that we will see in this lecture. So I Professor D.V. Kosti welcome you for this lecture. Let us start. The extended relational algebra operations include the basic relational algebra operations that have been extended in several ways. And simple extension is to allow arithmetic operations as a part of projection. Now, this particular extended relational algebra operations are specifically concentrating on arithmetic operations. An important extension is to allow aggregate operations such as computing the sum of elements of a set or their average. One more important extension is the outer join operation, which allows relational algebra expressions to deal with null values, which model missing information. So this extended relational algebra operations plays very important role while firing a query. Next, we have generalized projection, aggregate function, outer join, and null values. So we will see these one by one. Generalized projection. Now these 4 points are a little bit complicated. You need to have only introductory part with you. So generalized projection operation extends the projection operation by allowing arithmetic functions to be used in the projection list. So already we have seen projection wherein we can have pi and the column name. The generalized projection operation has the form pi f1 f2 fn into bracket e, where e is a relational algebra expression and each f1 f2 up to fn is the arithmetic expression involving constants and attributes in the schema of e. As a special case, the arithmetic expression may be simply an attribute or it can be a constant. Now we have seen a query here, pi, customer name, comma, limit minus credit balance. So this example is giving the credit balance on the account. So if we want to find how much more each person can spend, we must have the query which can be calculating how much amount can be spent. That is dependent on limit minus credit balance. So such a calculative part is done in the projection query itself. So pi customer name comma limit minus credit balance on credit info. So the attribute resulting from the expression limit minus credit balance does not have a name. Now such a column is not having name, then we can apply the rename operation to the result of generalized projection in order to give it name. As a notational convenience, renaming of attribute can be combined with generalized projection as given below. Pi customer name into bracket limit minus credit balance as credit available. So this column limit minus credit balance will be named as credit available from the credit info relation. I hope you understood. Finding a column with a particular calculation is nothing but the generalized projection. Next is aggregate function. Now aggregate functions takes a collection of values and returns single value as a result. So we have values like 1, 1, 3, 4, 4 and 11. And if we have aggregate function sum, then we will get addition of all these and that will be 24. Next is the aggregate function average returns average of all the values, that is 4. The aggregate function count returns the number of elements present in the collection. So we have 6 elements. And at last we have also min and max aggregate functions which can return value minimum as 1 and maximum as 11 respectively on the preceding collection. So this is what aggregate functions. Next is outer join. The outer join operation, now before I explain outer join, let me clear you. This is employee table. This is full-time workers table. That's why named the employee and full-time works relation. So this is the employee relation. This is full-time works relation. And this is the result of employee and full-time works, which is the result of outer join. So let us see. The outer join operation is an extension to the join operation. To deal with missing information, suppose that we have the relations with the schemas which contain data on full-time employees. Now you can see here, employee contains employee name, street and city. And full-time workers also contains employee name, branch name and salary. Now consider the employee and full-time workers relation as shown in figure. Suppose that we want to generate a single relation with all the information. With the information street, city, branch name and salary about full-time employees. A possible approach would be to use the natural join operation as follows. So employee natural join full-time works. The result of this expression appears in the figure 3.32. Notice that we have lost the street and city information about Smith because Smith is not full-time worker. Since the tuple describing Smith is absent from the full-time works relation, similarly, we have lost the branch name and salary information about Gates. Since the tuple describing Gates is absent from the employee relation. So such a type of missing information is achieved using outer join. So we have left outer join, we have right outer join. So that in detail we are not going to see, but you must know what is outer join and why it is used. I hope you got it. Let us go to the next. Before that, let me clear the annotation, whatever I have done. Okay. Last is null values. In this section, we see how various relational algebra operations deal with null values and complications. Now you already have learned the subject DMS. So see how to treat null values. We know value is unknown and value is non-existing. In arithmetic operations such as plus, minus, divide, multiply involving null values must return null result. Similarly, any comparison such as less than, equal to, greater than, equal to, not equal to, involving a null value, evaluate the spatial value as unknown. So we cannot say for sure whether the result of a comparison is true or false. So we say that the result of a new truth table is unknown. So you can see here for AND operation, let me annotate for AND operation, if we have one as a true and another as unknown, so AND of true and unknown is going to be unknown. Similarly, AND of false and unknown is not going to be unknown because the unknown can be true or false. In both cases, the result is going to be false. Okay. Next is unknown and unknown. Obviously, nothing is predictable. That's why unknown. Let us see the OR. True or unknown. Now, true or true is true. True or false is also true. That's why this unknown will not matter. The result is true, true. Now here false or unknown cannot be identified because false or true will be true, but false or false will be false. That's why it is unknown. Unknown or unknown, obviously unknown. Not unknown, obviously unknown. So it's a vice versa. So these are the ways, different ways how null values are treated. I hope you understood all extended relational algebra operations. In this lecture, we have seen generalized projection, aggregate functions, outer join, and null values. Slide credit goes to book Database System Concepts 4th edition. Happy learning. Do subscribe to the channel to get the notifications of new videos. Thank you.